The content used in this video series belongs to its original owners. This may include any icons, logos, music, soundtrack, graphics, images, or information used in the video. This is a work of compilation, and the information used here is freely available on the web. This series is only meant for educational purposes and may not be used for any commercial purposes. The creator is not responsible for any copyright infringement in any way or form. TOEIC stands for Test of English for International Communication, and it's an English language proficiency test for people whose native language is not English. English skill for working people are becoming increasingly important because most of the business are conducted in an international environment. The scores indicate how well people can communicate in English with others in business, commerce, and industry. The test does not require specialized knowledge or vocabulary beyond that of a person who uses English in everyday work activities. So what can you expect from this series? Firstly, it will give you an instruction about the changes in the test. Secondly, it will show some illustrations along with original sounds from the test, which of course is freely available on many sites. And finally, it will give you your personal tricks and tips for time management to help you get the maximum possible score. So let's dive in and get started. The TOEIC test is a 2-hour multiple choice test that consists of 200 questions divided into 2 sections. The listening section, it takes 45 minutes, and the reading section takes 75 minutes. The listening section tests how well you understand spoken English. It consists of 4 parts and contains 100 questions. The reading section includes 3 parts, testing you how well you understand written English. You will read a variety of materials and respond at your own pace to 100 questions. On the left hand side, you will see the old test format with all the 7 parts. There are 100 and 200 items. So on the right hand side, you will see the new test format. So let's see some of the changes here. In photographs, they have reduced the number of items from 10 to 6. For part 2, question response, they have also reduced the number of items from 30 to 25. Short conversation, they have increased it, and there is one little change here in the short conversation. You will hear 3 or more people talking in a meeting. So normally the short conversation, there are only 2 people speaking, but now you might hear 3 people talking. So in part 4, there are 30 items which remains unchanged. So let's move to the reading section. So in incomplete sentences, like especially to do with grammar, they have reduced the number of items from 40 to 30. For text completion, they have increased it from 12 to 16. So here you have to be very careful here because you have to look into the transition words here. And in part 7, so there's a major change here. So single passage, normally there were 33 items, but now we have 29 items. For double passage, normally there used to be 15 items, but now we have 10 items. And the major change here is the triple text. So there will be 3 text here. Maybe an advertisement, email, and a response, something like that. So that will take 75 minutes. Let's see some of the major changes that you can expect to see in the listening section. First major change would be seen in part 3, short conversation, where you can hear 2 or 3 people speaking. You will be giving a short graphic, maybe a price tag, or maybe timetable, or a bus schedule, something like that. So you will be expected to look at the graphic, listen to the conversation, and mark the answer sheet on the OMR sheet. So the major change number 2 would be hearing 2 or 3 people speak in the conversation. Normally in the old test format, we only have 2 people speaking, but now you will be hearing 2 or 3 people as if like they are sitting in a meeting and talking about some issues in a meeting. So you expect to hear 3 people speaking in the conversation. The third major change would be in part 4, talks. Like the change 1, you will be given a graphic, maybe a map or maybe a schedule or a price tag. So you will be expected to look at the graphics and then answer the questions. Now let's see the major changes that you can expect to see in the reading section. First major section you can see is in part 6, text completion. So the first change you can see is you will have to be filling up a blank with a suitable sentence. So there will be a number of sentences given and you have to put the sentence in a suitable space. The second major change would be to input the sentence in a suitable position. So we will discuss this one in detail later on. The third changes we see is in part 7, text completion. So normally you will see a text message. And the fourth major change would be you will be able to see triple passages, which we didn't have in the previous version of the test. If you think this video was useful, please go and watch the next video. So we will be discussing in detail about part 1, photographs.